Hey guys, it's Tony here at Game Freak Blog again, just bringing you another video. It's Friday, it's almost time for the weekend, and it's time for some gaming. So I'm bringing you another video from the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer beta. It's probably going to be the last Mass Effect video that I do from the beta until the final game comes out, because I've kind of got the feel for it. I kind of got out of it what I wanted to find out. So I'm just going to, just give a few final thoughts about what I thought about the beta, what I want them to improve, and what I liked about it. Now, this gameplay is from a game that I actually had last week. I've been a bit tardy in getting this out there, but just catching up with college work and catching up with friends and family and all this kind of thing. I haven't really had all that much time to get this video done, but hopefully that's going to change because my college course finishes in about 2 weeks, so more time for gaming. I can't wait. But essentially, this is a game that I had with some of the guys from the awesome website, the Third Schism. If you remember from my last Mass Effect multiplayer video, I did a shout out just to see if anyone actually wanted to get some games together, because I wanted to get into it with 4 people, because the first video that I did with the multiplayer, I was just getting absolutely hammered. There was just me and one other guy that was playing it, and we were just getting destroyed. And I just put a shout out just saying, if anyone wants a game, get in touch with me via Twitter. Get in touch with me via the comment section on my YouTube channel, whatever. And I went to the Third Schism website. I'm going to drop the link to the Third Schism website down in the description. So I popped along there, and we were talking about Mass Effect 3 in one of the threads, and some of the guys said that they were going to be playing on it. I think it was like last Thursday night or something. So I said, let me jump in. I want to get some footage of this. So we jumped in, and we had a really good session. We were playing it for a good couple of hours, messing about with the different levels, messing about with different characters, the different bronze, silver, and gold settings, and all this kind of thing. Really, really having a good time with it. And I've mentioned the Third Schism before. It's a website that I kind of joined a couple of years ago now. It's kind of like an offshoot of the old computer and video games forums. Some of the guys on there went and they set up their own website, and it's got their own forums on it. So I used to post quite a lot on the computer and video game forums, but I kind of moved over to the guys at the Third Schism because they're a really, really good bunch of guys. By all means, feel free to go over there, join. I'm sure they'll be more than grateful for anyone who comes over and joins. The URL is quite simple. It's www.thethirdschism.com. I think I'll check and put the link up down there. But go along and have a chat with the guys. They're a real friendly bunch of guys. They do have regular gaming nights every single week. Usually it's kind of like Gears of War on a Tuesday, Battlefield on a Friday. But if there's any game that you kind of want to play, you can just go in and organise a game, and you usually find some like-minded people there that you can play with. So this is me playing with 3 of the guys from the forum. There's Bryony, Earthrod, and Craig MT. And we had some really, really good games on this. We had some real good laughs. Craig MT did decide to die quite a lot, which was the source of hilarity for us all. I think I managed to capture about 4 of his deaths in a row in this video. So if you're watching this, Craigie, sorry, but I just had to put them there for laughter's sake. So we were just basically messing about in the levels. This first gameplay here is from my engineer character, which I managed to get leveled up quite a bit, and the second part of the gameplay is me from when I went to Vanguard. So we basically just flipped and stuck it just on the normal bronze level, just so we could kind of, I think we all changed into new characters, so just so we weren't struggling that much at the start. We kind of just put it on the lower down setting, just so we can get some leveling up going. Now, I mean, I've played enough of the beta now to kind of not really bother with it anymore. I'm probably still going to have another couple of games. By all means, if you want to have another game on it, then just get in touch with me on Twitter or leave a comment, send me a private message, whatever. I'm more than welcome. I'm probably going to play another few games. I'm just not going to upload any more videos because it's obviously, if you've been playing the beta, you've just got the 2 levels that you've got to pick. So there's only so much you can really do with the 2 levels, and you're only playing against Cerberus troops. And yeah, I think once you've seen it, you know, you've seen it all really. And I'm just really, really, really looking forward now to diving into the multiplayer game for full, the actual full version that's going to be out in around about 2 weeks' time. I was really, really sceptical about the inclusion of the multiplayer at first. For me, Mass Effect was always a single-player game. When they first announced that they're putting multiplayer into it, you know, I did have the kind of cynical view that they're just going to be shoehorning some kind of multiplayer in there just so they can kind of get away with slapping a EA Online pass or whatever. And, you know, there's still people out there that probably do feel that that's exactly what they're doing it for. And I know there's been, I'm not going to get into it in this video, but I know there's been a lot of rebellion, disgust about the day 1 DLC that's been planned for the Mass Effect game. I'm not even going to go into it here because you know, it's another conversation entirely. But just looking on certain BioWare forums and people on Twitter, you know, it has got to the point where some people are going to be boycotting the game because that they feel that this stuff should have been included kind of like day 1 or whatever. If you don't know what's happening with the DLC, you know, go and just have a look online. You'll be able to find the uproar about it there. Anyway, getting back to the multiplayer game, it's really grown on me. The more that I played it, the more I started to really like it. And again, I think that's partly to do with that I was playing with like-minded people. We were communicating a lot. Talking about exactly where the troops were coming from. We were, you know, forming groups. We were holding up in certain areas while other guys would go and take down certain targets. You know, it really, really does help having a good squad of players on your side. I think that my initial response to it was a bit nah, just because I was playing with randoms, and you know, even though you can find some decent random players that will talk to you every so often, it's nowhere near as good as jumping onto a forum, getting in touch with some guys on Twitter so you can sit and have a chat. And that's what really kind of brought me into the game a little bit more. And you know, when we was just playing it and we were formulating battle strategies and everything, I really, really loved it. You know, the maps aren't exactly gigantic. They're big enough so you're not getting lost. You can get from one side of a map to another within, you know, like 30 seconds or something like that. They're not too complex. I mean, this is just, there's Craigie MT down. This is just the maps that are in the beta, so obviously they may change. There may be some bigger maps, there may be some smaller maps. You may be fighting on multi-levels. No one kind of knows at the moment because they haven't really announced anything else. So I'm really looking forward to getting into some of the other maps, and I'm also quite interested in what they're going to be doing with the other characters, because obviously in the demo you're just fighting the Cerberus forces, and obviously from when you look and you're setting up the lobby in the game, you can see that you can choose. It looks like you're going to be able to choose different enemies to fight. Now, I'm not entirely sure what form these are going to take. I don't know if they've announced it somewhere, but I'm imagining there's going to be the kind of equivalent Geth force that you're going to be fighting. So, you know, you're going to have, there's Craig MT down again. There's going to be the equivalent Geth force, so, you know, you're going to be taking down Geth armatures as like the big bad guys rather than the Atlas things that are in this, which could be fairly exciting. I'm quite looking to that. I'm imagining there's maybe going to be some kind of like collector force as well. So, you know, you're going to be fighting the collectors and all the odds and ends of different enemies that they've kind of been in contact with or assimilated or whatever. And also, I'm not entirely sure about this because I haven't read that much about it. I don't know whether they're going to be included with the Geth or whether they're going to come out in some other kind of aspect. But there's also the husks. And I've seen in some of the screenshots that there's like husks, and then there's also these huge kind of like warped beasts that are like fighting alongside with the husks, these great big blobby things with almost kind of like lambent enemies from Gears of War almost. So I'm kind of imagining that there's going to be some kind of like husk force or something like that. I don't know, it's just idle speculation at the moment. But I'm also looking forward to unlocking some of the other characters, such as the Asari, the Krogan, the Drell. You know, I'm sure they're going to be a real good laugh. And I've got the feeling that, you know, you're going to be able to really kind of personalise and get attached to the characters that you can create. You know, I'm sure that as soon as I get the game in my grubby mitts and I'm playing it for real, I'm going to probably have about 10 different characters on the go at any one given time for multiplayer. I think there's not actually all that much that I'd change with it, really. I mean, I'm sure there may be a few surprises with the different enemies, the different levels, things like that in the full game. I'm not entirely sure whether it's just because the Cerberus troops are really, really tough, but when I was playing here, the footage that you see here where I'm playing the Vanguard, and by the way, I love the fucking Vanguard in multiplayer. It's an absolute beast, just doing the kind of... oh, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting my Mass Effect lore here, but doing the kind of charge in and then blasting them with shotguns, that it's just this one here. It's something that kind of, well, I say shooting them with shotguns, not when you're fucking failing miserably like what I was doing there. But the actual charge move and getting them in with shotguns, I absolutely love the tactic. It's really good for kind of when you're getting the targets and you're all kind of trying to pick them off. You can zoom in and get stuck into the action straight away. If one of your friends is being one of your teammates is being ambushed, they've been shot in by a few people on the outside, you can use the charge to just zoom right in, and it breaks up the enemy squad. It takes some of the pressure off your teammates. Now, as I was saying, as I was kind of getting to here, I'm not entirely sure whether it's just because of the Cerberus troops and they're hard, because they're extremely hard in the single player game as well. But my only, it's not really a complaint. I mean, it may just be to do with something that I've been concentrating on leveling up my health and shields and actions rather than the weaponry, and it just seems like the shotgun hasn't really got that much of a kick, not as much of a kick as it did in Mass Effect 1 and 2. It's, you know, when you're the Vanguard, you kind of zoom in and you take a shot with a shotgun, and maybe in, you know, in Mass Effect 2 you can take someone out with a shotgun in about 2 hits, or you know if it's kind of you've got the right ammo when you're taking down the husks, especially on the collector ship. I've been taking them out in 1 shot, and it just seems like in the when I've been playing it with this, that the shotgun, it's only just as powerful as a normal rifle. As I said, it may just be that I haven't leveled it up enough. So by all means, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I had just as much luck with the shotgun as I did with the rifle up close. It just seemed to take exactly the same amount of energy down off the bad guys. I really do love playing as the Vanguard. I've been playing as it quite often. The engineer is good and fun, but again, I think it's all a case of leveling up in this game. I think until you've kind of got to a fairly high level, you're not really, everything's kind of like a struggle. And I don't mind it being a struggle in the game. I don't mind a game actually being hard. But, you know, I just think that there's the guys that I was playing with here, that especially Bryony, he was using the sniper rifle pretty much all the way through every fight that we had, and he loved it. It was almost one-hit killing absolutely everything if you could get the headshots. The amount of times I saw I was taking someone on and the heads were just blowing off all around me. It was fantastic. So, you know, I probably just need to mess about a bit. As I said, I can't wait till the other races are unlocked. I can't wait to be running around as a Krogan with a shotgun. I think that's going to be a whole load of fun. So all in all, I was really impressed with the Mass Effect multiplayer demo. I didn't think that I was going to like it. It started off that, you know, I wasn't too sure about it, but the more that I played, especially with these guys on the footage that you've been seeing now, I loved it. I had such a fantastic laugh. All the guys that I was playing with said, you know, it's pretty much a grower. It was growing on them too. So I'm really, really looking forward to the release date of the game, March the 9th. It's going to be out. My only real concern, even though the multiplayer part of it is separate, is that I still just really want to know how the kind of multiplayer sections tie in with the kind of galactic conquest aspect of it. They haven't really come out and said anything else apart from, you know, if you do these things and free a system, you may get more racers, more resources to help you out. It's an unknown quantity at the moment, so I'm not really worried about it that much. I just hope that it doesn't really pull me away from the single player game too much, as it is as a you know, pretty much a half decent multiplayer game set in the Mass Effect universe. I like it. I'm really fond of it. I've had some great times with it. So what did you guys think? I mean, you've obviously kind of played the demo to death now. You know, is it better than what you thought it would be? Like me, are you looking forward to... Have you just had enough? You just want the full game now? You want to mess about with the other races, the other bad guys, the other levels? That's what I want to do. I just really can't wait to get stuck into it. So guys, Tony again from Game Freak Vlogs. Thank you for all of your support as always. If you're following me on Twitter, or if you're one of the guys that I interact with quite regularly, thank you so much for just making Twitter and making my channel as fun to... You know, I just have as much fun as making these videos as hopefully you do watching them. So guys, Tony here from Game Freak Blog signing out. Have a fantastic weekend, and check out this weekend. I'll probably pop another couple of videos up. So until then, adios.